fee to play sports unless they have reduced lunch, to help with financial issues that the district is facing. And this will be Dan Brunson's starting.
I assume the reference to lunch has to do with the ability to pay.
Right, exactly, unless,
Okay.
right, if they have no ability to pay, then they will have to pay, but otherwise, yes.
Pay to play is what we're talking about here. It's illegal in the state of New York, and rightly so. You cannot charge students for their education. They have a right to a free public education. And if there's a program that's offered by the school district, it needs to be offered free of charge. If not, the school district should not offer it. And so I am opposed to charging students to participate in any educational program, including sports.
First off, I'd like to talk about reduced lunch. Although I could be convinced, given laws and whatever, that it may make sense to pay to charge to participate somewhat in sports, never, ever, ever treat people who are getting reduced lunch different than those who don't get reduced lunch. That's not appropriate. It's a separate issue. As far as the pay for sports, I would defer to Dan on his expertise on the issue. I trust that he's right, that there really is no way to charge for it. If there was a way to charge for it, I would absolutely be for it. If there was a way for students to pay for uniforms, I would absolutely do that. People who care about something pay for it. And if we're under tight constraints and that's the choice between cutting a program and not cutting a sports program, it makes sense.
Well, I certainly would have to disagree. I believe that a sports program, I mean, right now our sports program represents just around 1% of our total budget. And again, having had a number of kids go through the high school and participate very actively in our sports program, believe me, they pay a lot as it is. You know, they buy their own swimsuits and they buy their own sweatshirts and all kinds of stuff. And I disagree with that. I really believe that kids, that's part of their education is that interscholastic sports program. And I don't believe it should be cut any further. I believe that it represents a broad, diverse offering. You certainly can't, under New York state law, have them pay for it. But no, it is an essential element of a well-rounded student. I think you find that the students that play sports, that do music, that are involved in language, these are your high achieving kids, and it's a very essential element. And I wouldn't have kids pay for it, and I wouldn't ever eliminate it.
As it is illegal, I am against having the students pay to play. But as Dan said, I think it's essential that we offer these programs to all students. I think we have to recognize that we have more and more students in our district who are on free and reduced lunch. The numbers keep increasing over the years, and I would certainly never consider offering anything that put them in any position where they had to decline to participate. All that being said, I think the sports offering is important. I think the breadth of our sports offering is important. It's something we've come to expect from our school community, but I think we need to, because there is, while some people don't have money in our district, other people do, and it may be time to rely a little bit further on our boosters to help support the programs that we can't support as a district at this point.
The school lunch program and, as Jessica said, and Doug, two separate issues from the sports. Never deny anything with the school lunch program to change it any way that it is right now. As far as the sports, we've just cut modified sports. We've cut soccer and we've cut basketball from the middle school. Sports is essential. Having the booster clubs take over and pay for it, that's a good thing, except for one little problem, and I hope when the booster clubs would take over that they would offer some kind of scholarship for children who can't afford to play. Because right now, in cutting that soccer team and cutting the people from the basketball team and the school not being able to pay for it, what we have essentially done is maybe perhaps limited some kids that couldn't afford it if they had to pay it through a booster club to be on that sports team. And that's not right.